Hi everyone and welcome to this Hatha Yoga class. We are going to focus on twisting today. So step on your mat and let's begin. We will start with some sun salutations. Step at the top of your mat, feet are closed, and then inhale, raise your arms, gaze towards your thumb. Exhale, forward fold, hands on the mat. Inhale, lift up your chest and step back with your right leg, right knee on the ground. Exhale, lift up your chest. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist over to the left side. Inhale, turn back to center. Exhale, hands on the ground. Inhale, step back and get into a plank position. Exhale, knees, chin and chest to the ground. Inhale, shift forward into cobra position. And then exhale, shift back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward with your right foot, left knee on the ground. Exhale, lift your chest. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist over to the right side. Inhale, turn back to center. Exhale, hands on the ground. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up all the way, arms above your head. And then exhale, arms down, standing position. Inhale, lift up your arms, gaze towards your thumb. Exhale, forward fold, hands on the ground. Inhale, lift up your chest and step back with your left foot, left knee on the ground. Exhale, lift up your upper body. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist over to the right side. Inhale, turn back to center. Exhale, hands on the ground. Inhale, step back into a plank position. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the ground. Inhale, shift forward into a cobra position. Lift only out of your back and then exhale, shift back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward with your left leg, right knee on the ground. Exhale, lift up your chest. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist over to the left side. Inhale, turn back to center. Exhale, hands on the ground. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Then inhale, come up all the way, arms above your head. Exhale, back to standing position, arms down. Inhale, raise your arms above your head. Exhale, forward fold, hands placed in the ground. Inhale, lift up your chest and step back with your right leg, right knee on the ground. Exhale, lift up your chest. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn over to the left side. Inhale, turn back to center. Exhale, hands on the ground. And inhale, step back into a plank. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the ground. Inhale, shift forward into a cobra position. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward with your right foot, left knee on the ground. Exhale, lift up your upper body. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn over to the right side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands on the ground. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up all the way, arms above your head. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, lift up your arms, gaze towards your thumb. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up your chest and step back with your left foot, left knee on the ground. Exhale, lift up your chest. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist over to the right side. Inhale, turn back to center. Exhale, hands in the ground and step back into plank position. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the ground. Inhale, shift forward into a cobra position. And then exhale, shift back into a downward facing dog. Inhale, step forward with your left foot, right knee on the ground. Exhale, lift up your upper body. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist over to the left side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands on the ground. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up all the way, arms above your head. And then exhale, arms down. We will repeat the sun salutations 2 more times, but now we will stay in each position for about 5 breaths. So inhale, raise up your arms, gaze towards your thumb. Draw your pubic bone upwards towards your navel, also pull in your navel and try to pull in your rib cage as well. Exhale, fold forward, try to fold out of your hip so that you lengthen your spine. If you do not reach the ground, you can either place your hands on your legs or you bend your legs. Draw in your belly button and keep your neck completely relaxed. Inhale, lift up your chest and step back with your right foot, right knee on the ground. And then exhale, you lift up your upper body. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, rotate over to the left side. You can place your right arm in front of your left knee and be more active in this twist by pushing with your arm against your knee. Inhale, turn back to center, place your hands on the ground. Exhale, step back into a plank position. Your shoulders are above your hands. Your pubic bone pulls towards your belly button. The belly button is pulled inwards, and your rib cage as well. Exhale, knees, chest and chin to the ground. This is a back bend. You can choose the intensity of this back bend by, for example, shifting your hip farther away from your knees or closer to the knees. Your elbows stay close to your body. Inhale, shift forward into a cobra position. Your toes are pointed, your heels are together, and you're lifting only out of your back. Try to lift up your hands. If you can still hold the position, you're right. Exhale, curl your toes under and push back into a downward facing dog. You're standing hip width apart. Your heels aim towards the ground but do not need to touch the ground. Fingers are spread wide and you want to distribute your weight evenly into your hands and into your fingertips. Your arms are in one line with your back. Inhale, step forward with your right leg, your left knee gets on the ground. Exhale, lift up your upper body. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, turn towards your right side. Your left arm is in front of your right knee, and it helps you to actively rotate here. And also try to push your hip forward and down. Inhale, turn back to center. Exhale, hands on the ground. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Make sure your toes are on one line. And here again, if you want to, you can either bend your knees or you place your hands on your legs and keep your legs straight. Inhale, come up all the way, arms above your head, gaze towards your thumbs. We again try to straighten our spine here. Also try to depress your shoulders while your hands are reaching towards the sky. Exhale, lower your arms and come back into a starting position. Inhale, raise your arms, gaze towards your thumb. We will stay here again for a couple of breaths. Straighten your spine, pull in your navel. Your pubic bone pulls up towards your navel and your rib cage pulls inwards. Exhale, forward fold. Keep your belly button pulling inwards. And here, if you want to, you can shift your weight forward into your toes to intensify the stretch in the back of your legs. Try to lengthen your spine and relax your neck. Inhale, lift up your chest, step back with your left leg, left knee on the ground. Exhale, lift up your upper body. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn over to the right side. Keep this rotation an active one by pushing against your leg and your leg pushing against your hand. Inhale, turn back to center. Exhale, hands on the ground. Inhale, step back into plank position. Make sure you're not sinking into your shoulders, so try to push the floor away from you. And draw in your navel. You really want to feel your core here. Exhale, knees, chin and chest to the ground. We're again in this back bend. You can intensify this back bend by thinking of a hollow back and doing the motion of your pelvis in order to intensify the hollow back. Shift forward into a cobra position. Your toes are pointed, your heels are touching each other, and you're really just lifting out of your back. Your hands are not helping you lifting up. Exhale, tuck your toes under, push yourself up and get back into a downward facing dog. Your gaze is towards your thighs or your navel, so you want to bring your chin closer to your chest. Keep your belly button pulling towards your spine and try to push your hips towards your feet, so as if you want to push the floor away from you with your hands. Inhale, step forward with your left leg, the right knee on the ground. Exhale, lift up your upper body. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, shift or turn over to your left side. Stay active in this twist and also try to push your hip forward and down. Inhale, move back to center. Exhale, hands in the ground. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Enjoy this last forward fold. Keep your neck completely relaxed. Elongate your spine and try to feel the stretch in the back of your legs. Inhale, come up all the way. Lift your arms above your head, gaze towards your thumb. Once more, we will try to straighten our spine. So pull in your belly button, draw in your rib cage, and pull up your pubic bone towards your belly button as well. And keep your shoulders depressed. Exhale, lower your arms. We're done with our warm up. We start with our first standing position. Your right leg stays at the top of your mat, and your left leg steps back. Your left foot is turned forward 45 degrees, while your right foot is straight forward pointing. Your hips are in one line with your legs. Inhale, raise your arms on shoulder height, and with your exhalation you want to bend down towards your right leg. The whole left side of your upper body should be facing the sky or the ceiling. So you have to keep your left hip pushing back while your right hip is pushing forward. Inhale, lift up your upper body. Now you want to close your hips, so your left hip needs to be drawn forward while your right hip needs to be drawn back. For the next asana, you can take a block if you want to and put it on the outside or on the inside of your right foot. With your left hip pushing forward, you breathe in, elongate your spine, lift up your left arm, and exhale, you bend forward and try to place your left hand, if possible, on the outside of your right foot. Your right hand can either stay on your hip or you can raise your arm and lift it straight up towards the sky. Try to keep your hips parallel to the ground. Exhale, gaze down. Inhale, come up all the way. Exhale, step at the top of your mat. You repeat this on the left side. Your left foot stays while your right foot steps back. Your heels are in one line. Your hip is in one line with your legs. Inhale, lift up your arms on shoulder height. Exhale, bend forward towards your left leg. So you want to stack your hips above each other, so you keep your right hip pushing backwards and your left hip forwards. The whole right side of your upper body should be facing towards the ceiling. Inhale, come up, and then you start pushing your right hip forward and your left hip backwards. If you want to take a block to assist you with this one, with your right hip pushing forward, you breathe in, elongate your spine, lift up your right arm, and with your exhalation you try to place your right arm on the outside of your left foot. Try to keep your hips parallel to the ground. And try to elongate your spine. Your chest is pulling forward. Inhale, come up out of the position, and exhale, step forward on the top of your mat. Once more, your right foot stays at the top of your mat while you're stepping back with your left foot. It is exactly the same starting position as before, just our stance is much wider. Your hips are in one line with your legs. Inhale, lift up your arms on shoulder height. Exhale, bend your right leg and place your right arm on your thigh. Your left arm is now reaching above your head. Try to keep your hips stacked above each other. If you feel comfortable, you can get a step further. And if you want to, you can take a block to assist you. If you can keep your hips stacked above each other, you can place your right hand on the outside of your right foot on the ground. Push your right knee to the outside. If you placed your hand on the block or on the ground, you really want to push your hand away or your arm away with your knee. Exhale, place your left hand on the ground as well and place your knee on the ground too. Now your hips are square and you come into a prayer position. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and with your exhalation you get into a twist. Twist over to the right side so that your left arm is getting in front of your right thigh or right knee. You can either keep your left knee on the ground, or if you're comfortable, you can raise your left knee and try to straighten your left leg. Try to keep your hips parallel to the ground. Exhale, turn back to center. Place your hands on the ground, your left knee as well. Inhale, step forward, and then if you want to, you can come up directly. Repeat on the left side. Make a big step back with your right leg. Heels are on one line. Your hip is in one line with your legs, and then with your exhalation you bend your left leg and place your left elbow on your left thigh. Your right arm is stretched above your head and your hips are stacked above each other. If you can maintain this hip position, you can place your left hand on the ground or on a block on the outside of your left foot. Push your left knee to the outside and elongate your whole body from your right heel into your right hand. Exhale, place your right hand and your right knee on the ground. Inhale, lift up your spine, get into prayer position. Exhale, inhale, lengthen your spine, and with your exhalation you get into a twist. Now we are twisting on the left side, so you bring your right arm in front of your left thigh or knee. If you want to, you can lift up your right knee and straighten your right leg. Stay active in this twist and push with your knee against your arm and with your arm against your knee. At the same time, keep your hip parallel to the ground. Exhale, get back to center, place your right knee on the ground. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up all the way if you want to raise your arms, and then exhale, come back to standing. Now we're getting into a deep lunge. Step back with your left leg. Your heel can lift up from the ground and is facing upwards. You get into a deep lunge position and place your hands on the inside of your right leg. push your hips forward and down while your chest is pushing forward. Either stay here or you place your elbows on the ground. If you want to, you can even place your forehead on the ground while you're stretching out your arms in front of you. We add a little twist. Your left hand stays on the ground while you're raising your right arm up to the sky. Once again, try to keep your hip parallel to the ground. So try to push your right hip further down to the ground while you try to lift up your left hip. Exhale, place your right hand on the ground. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up all the way. Exhale. We repeat this on the left side. You stay with your left leg in front while you're stepping back with your right leg. Your heel is not on the ground, and then you get into a deep lunge position and place your hands on the ground. Your hip is pushing forward and down, and your chest is pushing forward as well. If you want to, you can once more place your elbows on the ground, or even if you want to, you place your head on the ground and straighten your arms. Keep the tension in your right leg. Try to keep it as straight as possible. Push back into your heel. We are again adding the twist. So your right hand stays on the ground while you're lifting up your left hand towards the ceiling. Keep your hip parallel to the ground. At the same time, intensify the twist by pushing your right hand into the ground and pulling your hand towards the sky. Exhale, place your left hand on the ground. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up all the way, raise your arms. Exhale, arms down. Next, we will get into a straddle position. Make sure that your toes are pointing forward or slightly inwards. Inhale, lift up your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Now we will first just hang here and relax. If you want to, you can take hold of your elbows. If possible, you keep your legs completely straight and you pull in your navel here once more. We will add a little twist. Place your left hand on the ground between your feet, but at a distance of the length of your upper body. Inhale, lift up your right arm. Exhale, twist towards the right side. Stay active in this twist by pushing your left hand into the ground and pulling your right arm towards the sky. At the same time, keep your hips parallel to the ground. Exhale, turn back to center and place your right hand on the ground. Inhale, lift up your left arm and exhale, twist on the left side. You can keep your hip parallel by pushing your left hip down and your right hip up. Elongate your spine and try to push with your chest forwards. Exhale, turn back to center, place both hands on the ground and lower your upper body. Reach back with your hands as far as you can. If possible, your arms are completely straight and you're kind of pulling yourself deeper into this forward fold. Your neck is completely relaxed and your belly button is pulled inwards. We will get up in a couple of steps. Inhale, just lift up your chest. Exhale, bring your hands in your hips. Inhale, come up all the way. Exhale, step back at the top of your mat. Next, we will do some balance postures. I stepped for that at the center of my mat. If your mat is a little bit thicker, you may also want to step off your mat. We start with tree pose. We lift up our left leg. You can either really keep your left toes touching the ground or you lift your leg as high as possible. You can place your left foot either somewhere on your upper leg or on the lower leg, but don't put it on your knee. Try to bring your left knee in line with your hip. You do not want to rotate your whole body, but you want to only rotate out of your left hip. Try to keep your right leg completely straight. Your hands can either be in your hips or in front of your chest, or you can lift your arms above your head. And if all of this is way too easy for you, you can even close your eyes. We stay here for some more breaths. Exhale, release the posture, and we're changing to the other side. Lift up your right leg and make sure that you're not putting your right foot on your left knee. Everything else is allowed. Your left leg is completely straight if possible, and you try to bring your right knee in line with your hips. Once more, you can play around with the position of your hands, and if you want to, you can close your eyes. With your exhalation, you release your leg and prepare for another balanced posture. Bring your left leg above your right leg. If possible, you wiggle your left leg around your right leg in a way that you can hook your left foot around your right calf muscle. If possible, try to bend your right knee. If you do so, try to stay as upright as possible with your upper body. And if you want to, you can add the arm position as well. For the arm position, you interlace your arms, starting with the right arm on top over the left. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, come back to standing. We repeat on the other side. Lift up your right leg and try to wiggle it around your left leg. You either only do the leg position and try to sit deep with your upper body as upright as possible, or you add the arm position as well. For the arm position, you interlace your arms, starting with your left arm on top. If you have added the arm position as well, you want to pull your elbows away from your chest and your hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale, straighten your leg. Exhale, release the position. For the next postures, we will have to get down on the mat. In order to get there, we will do a sun salutation. So you inhale, raise up your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift up your chest, and then you walk or jump back into a plank position. From your plank, you lower your body, try to keep your elbows close to your body until you're lying completely on the ground. Extend your arms above your head and try to keep them on shoulder width. We will only start with our chest and the arms. With your inhalation, you lift up your chest and lift up your arms. Try to lengthen, feel the length up until your fingertips. Feel your back muscles working and try to lift your chest up even a little bit higher. Exhale, release. If you want to, you can take hold of your elbows and place your head on your hands. Relax here and catch your breath. Next, we will only lift up our legs. You can place your arms next to your body if you want to, or again above your head. And then inhale, lift up your legs. Try to keep your legs completely straightened, don't bend your knees, and feel the length. Pull into your toes. Exhale, release. Relax here a little bit. If you want to, you can once more take hold of your elbows and place your head on your hands. Now we will lift up our legs and our chest and arms. So straighten your arms. Keep them on shoulder width, and then with your inhalation, lift up your legs, lift up your chest, lift up your arms. Feel the length. Reach with your arms and try to feel the length up until your toes. Keep breathing. And with your exhalation, you can release. You can rest a little bit before we start with the next posture. For the next posture, you bring your arms behind your back and interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift up your chest and pull your hands away from your shoulders. Try to lift up your chest as high as possible. The more you pull your hands away from your shoulders, the easier this movement gets. Exhale, release the posture. As a counter pose, we will get into child's pose. So you push yourself up, bend your knees and bring your hip above your heels. Place your chest on your thighs and your head on the ground. Breathe and relax. Breathe in, lift up your chest and come into a seated position. Your legs are straight and you want to sit as upright as possible. Your arms are next to your body. Let them be your support to sit upright. Breathe in and lift up your right leg as high as possible. Hold your leg as high as possible. Keep breathing. Keep your chest reaching upwards, shoulders back. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up your left leg as high as possible. Keep your leg there. Keep breathing. Keep your chest reaching up. Keep your shoulders back. Exhale, release. Relax a little bit. If you want to, you can bend forward, shake it out a little bit. Next, we will do Navasana. For Navasana, we start from the same position as just before, but first we will bend our knees. Keep your hands on the ground, lean back a little bit and then lift up your feet. It's okay in the beginning if your knees are bent. Make sure your lower back is completely straight. And if possible, then you lift up your arms. If you cannot maintain a straight back, then place your hands back into the ground. Exhale, release. Once more, relax here a little bit. If you want to shake it out. For the next posture, you straighten your legs and you place your hands behind your hips on shoulder width. There's approximately one length of your hands between your hips and your fingers. Then straighten your arms and push into the ground. Lift up your chest, try to open your chest area. We get into a kind of a back bend, a seated back bend. And you want to think of a hollow back in this position, so try to get your back muscles engaged. Inhale, straighten your spine. Exhale, you can relax a little bit. If you want to, you can do a slight forward fold. Then we will go a step further, so we start in the same starting position as just before. Your legs are straight, toes are pointed, and the heels are touching each other. Try to medially rotate your legs and then push into the ground with your hands and lift up your chest. Lift up your hip as well. Keep your legs rotating medially. Try to bring your toes closer to the ground and keep breathing. Exhale, slowly release. Relax a little bit. If you want to, bend forward, or you can shake it out. We will once more do a little twist. Your legs are straight, and then you bend your right leg. Bring your foot as close as possible to your hip, but slightly outwards. Keep your left leg engaged and your left foot flexed. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist towards your right side. Try to get your left shoulder as close as possible to your right knee. Your right hand is placed behind your hip, but don't lean into your arm. Just use it as a structure to help you sitting upright. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, release. We repeat on the other side. Inhale, bring your left leg as close as possible to your hip, and then you rotate towards your left leg. Try to bring your right shoulder as close as possible to your left knee. Your left hand is behind your hip. With every inhale, you try to elongate your spine. With every exhale, you try to get deeper into the twist. Inhale, turn back to center. Exhale, release. We will do a forward fold. Your legs are straight and engaged. Your feet are flexed. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold forward. You do not have to touch your toes. But if you want to work with a pole and you cannot easily reach your feet, you can work with some kind of a belt and wrap it around your feet and pull on this belt. But then make sure, whether you're touching your toes or work with a belt, that you're not lifting up your shoulders towards your ears. So you want to depress your shoulders and pull your shoulder blades together. Your belly is pulled inwards. And you want to think of lengthening your spine. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. For the next posture, you want to put the soles of your feet together, and if possible, you draw your feet as close as possible to your hips. But you still want to be able to sit upright, so if you realize when you pull your heels closer to your pelvis that you cannot sit upright anymore, then you place them farther away from you. You can take hold of your feet, and then you try to elongate your spine, sit as tall and upright as possible. If your knees are already quite close to the ground, you can bend forward, but once more try to keep a straight spine. So you want to breathe in, elongate the spine, and exhale, start folding forward. If you were bent forward, you inhale, come up, and exhale, you can release the posture. Straighten your legs once more, and then you bend your right leg and bring your foot close to your hip. You want to have a 90-degree angle between your legs. Inhale, lift up your right arm, lengthen your spine. Exhale, you bend towards your left leg. Try to get your left shoulder in front of your left knee. So this is not only a forward fold, but it is rather a twist. Inhale, lift up your upper body, get out of the posture, and exhale, straighten your right leg again. We repeat on the other side. Bend your left leg and bring your left heel close to your left hip. And then you want to have a 90-degree angle between your two legs. Inhale, lift up your left arm, elongate your spine. Exhale, bend forward. Once more, you want to get your shoulder, your right shoulder now, in front of your right knee. Inhale, come up, and exhale, release the posture. And then you can lay down on your back. We will do some back bends. Bring your feet as close as possible towards your hip. The stance is larger than hip width apart. If possible, you take hold of your heels or your ankles. Inhale, push your weight into your heels and lift up your hip. Try to bring your chest as close as possible to your chin. Make sure your knees are not drawing outside, so keep your knees above your ankles. Exhale, slowly release. We repeat 2 more times. With your inhalation, you lift up your hip and try to bring your chest as close as possible to your chin. Don't forget to breathe. Exhale, slowly release. You can do it 1 more time like this, or you can do a full bridge. If you want to, you bring your hands behind your shoulders, push your elbows together and push your hands into the ground. Inhale, push your weight into the heels, lift up your body. You can place first your head on the ground and then you push yourself completely up. Try to also bring your weight into your arms, forward into your chest, and push your hips up. To get down, you draw your chin closer to your chest and lower yourself down to the ground. Draw your knees towards your chest and relax. Next we will do the shoulder stand. If you have any problems in your neck, you probably should not be doing this exercise. So I leave it to your own discernment to decide how far you want to go. If the shoulder stand is no option for you, you straighten your legs towards the ceiling instead. If your neck allows and you want to, you can lift up your hips and place your hands on your hips, or if you shift up your hips even farther, you place your hands on your lower back. Try to create a straight line from your chest into your toes. If at any point you realize that this is not good for your neck, you slowly get out of this posture. If you are still in your shoulder stand, you try to bring your toes to the ground but behind your head. And then you bring your arms to the ground and push firmly into the ground. We will slowly get out of this posture, and we will do so by pushing into the floor. And like this, when you roll down, you should not let your head or your shoulder girdle get off the ground. When you are lying flat on the ground with your back, you also want to lower your legs very slowly and pull in your navel towards your spine so that your lower back does not lift off from the ground. For our last posture, you bring your hands below your butt. Then you press into your hands, press into your elbows so you can lift up your upper body. Open your chest and you get into a back bend. If possible, you can slowly let the crown of your head sink towards the ground. Keep your back muscles engaged, also your arms and shoulders stay engaged to support your neck in this posture. Inhale, lift up your upper body once more. Exhale, you release, you get down on the ground and find a comfortable position on your back for our final relaxation. Your feet are falling apart, your arms are lying next to your body, your palms are facing upwards. Make sure that you found a completely relaxing position. If not, then take the necessary steps to change that. Allow your body to relax completely. Allow your muscles to relax. Allow yourself to sink deeper into the ground. Whenever thoughts are coming up that are distracting you from your relaxation, you take note of these thoughts, but then you decide to let them go. You do this with every single thought that comes up. You can take your own breath as an anchor and observe how the breath is entering your body and how the breath is exiting your body. Slowly you can start moving your body again. Whatever movements you want to take is fine. And when you're ready, you roll onto your right side and stay there for a little longer. And then with the help of your left arm, you push yourself up and get into a seated position. I hope you enjoyed this yoga class. If so, then give it a thumbs up and do not forget to follow my channel so that you do not miss out on any other content that I'm going to provide. Thank you for watching. Servus.